Great Fires of London, Sunday, September 2nd until Wednesday, September 5th, 1666. Urban architecture. After the Great Fire of London that destroyed almost the entire city in 1666, London experienced a growth of urban architecture. Few of the architecture in London today dates back before the fire. Some buildings that survived the fire include the Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, and several scattered Tudor buildings. Many of the buildings built after this time period survived until World War II due to the bombings in London. The London Bridge was not affected by the fire. Architecture before the fire. There were many fire hazards in London before the fire. London had made medieval street plans that included narrow and winding alleys. The rebuilding of London. The fire created the opportunity to build a city in a new form, which would quickly become the hub of the British Empire in the decades which followed. After the fire, the rebuilding of the public buildings became a priority. The commissioners issued proclamations about the width of the streets and the height, materials, and dimensions of the buildings. By 1676, all the areas of the fire had been rebuilt with the exception of some of the sites of the parish churches. 51 parish churches were rebuilt under the general direction of Christopher Wren, and his most widely recognized contribution to the rebuilding of London was the St. Cathedral's Cathedral. The City of London and the cities of Westminster were two main areas along the Thames River where central London grew around. The Clock Tower, also known as Big Ben, and London Subway, the London Underground, are important landmarks for the central part of the city. Historical architecture include the Banqueting House, the Houses of Parliament building, the St. Pancras Station buildings, the St. Paul's Cathedral, the Albert Hall, the Tower of London, and the Hampton Court Palace. Planning factors. Before the fire, John Evelyn, London's commissioner for the improvement of the city streets, described the city as a city consisting of wooden, northern, and inartificial congestion of houses. Some of the principal streets so narrow as there is nothing more deformed and unlike than the prospect of it and at a distance and its asymmetry within the walls. Plans to rebuild the city were put forward, but there were fewer houses built because owners wanted to have larger houses. New standards set forth by the King Charles II include all houses must be made of brick or stone, main streets would be widened, alleys would be eliminated, houses are to be built farther away from Thames. An act of the City Council for the fire prevention and attack of the fires. London would be divided into 4 quarters. Each quarter has to have 800 leather buckets, 50 ladders, 24 pickaxes, 40 shod shovels, and many hand carts of brass. Environmental factors. New sewers were constructed after the fire, which replaced the Fleet that had flowed into the Thames before the fire, an open sewer carrying filth and disease. The fire had burned away the slums and killed the bubonic plague-carrying rats that had infested the city after 1/3 of the population of London had died from the plague in 1665. London arose from its ashes in 1666 as a cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful city. Economical factors. Population. Charles II feared another London rebellion because of the chaps caused by the fire, so he encouraged the homeless to move away from London. About 65,000 people became homeless due to the fire. There was a population growth after the fire. As London was being rebuilt in 1650, the population was 350,000, and then in 1700 it was 550,000. Economical prosperity. A golden age. Growth in commerce allowed for its success as a major European power. At the beginning of the 18th century, London handled 80% of the country's imports and 69% of its exports. London grew to be the world's greatest financial center, and the Bank of England was founded in 1694. Political factors. The Great Fire of London severely weakened Great Britain's war effort. The relationship between the people of the city and royalty was very tense during this time period. Numerous Republican uprisings in London during the 1660s. Social factors. Most Londoners are first or second generation Londoners, migrants from Ireland, Scotland, and the Netherlands. The health of the British is so poor that not many children survive. not because of the plague, but because of poor infantile care. Wealthy people at the time of the fire preferred to live at a distance from the overcrowded, traffic, and clogged, polluted city. Most of the aristocracy shunned the city and lived in the countryside. This was especially true after the bubonic plague year of 1665.